Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we crack open the financial secrets of companies to see if they're truly shining or just burning cash. Today we're diving into Citrine Global Corp's September 30, 2024 quarterly report, and let's just say this company's story is quite the roller coaster. Alright, so first things first, this is Citrine Global's report for the quarter ending September 30th, 2024. Think of it as a mid-year checkup on how the company is doing financially. Now, a quick look at their shares outstanding. They authorized a massive 1.5 billion shares, and as of September 30th, 2024, about 1.04 billion shares were actually in play. That's a lot of potential shares out there. Let's get straight to the heart of the matter, the financials. For the 3 months ending September 30th, 2024, Citrine Global reported a net loss of $380,000. Not great. And looking at the bigger picture, the 9 months ending the same date, their net loss ballooned to a hefty $1.88 million. This means the company is consistently spending more money than it's bringing in. A big chunk of their expenses seems to be going towards related parties. For the 3 months ending September 30th, 2024, these related party expenses were $114,000. And over the first 9 months of the year, that number jumped to a considerable 650s related parties are. And why so much money is flowing their way, when we look at cash flow from operations, things are also not looking so good. For the 9 months ending September 30th, 2024, the company used $30,000 in cash just to run its day-to-day operations. And comparing this to the same period in 2023, they used $180,000. The same period in 2023, they used $148,000. This shows they are burning through cash just to keep the lights on. Interestingly, they have a line item called stock to be issued. As of September 30th, 2024, this was valued at $72,000, down significantly from $1,458,000 at the end of 2023. This could indicate they are moving away from issuing new shares or perhaps fulfilling past commitments. Their balance sheet also showed significant debt, particularly convertible notes from related parties. As of September 30th, 2024, they had $2.36 million in these notes, up from $2.2 million at the end of 2023. This is a substantial amount of debt that needs to be managed. They also classify a portion of these notes as a convertible component, which was $40,000 at the end of 2023, but has now been reduced to zero. This suggests some of these convertible liabilities have been settled or reclassified. Financing expenses are a big story here. For the 9 months ending September 30th, 2024, these expenses were a whopping $952,000 compared to just $44,000 in the same period of 2023. This massive increase is largely due to expenses related to their convertible loans and options. A significant factor in that financing expense increase is related to options for IBOT and MyPlant shares. In 2024, these expenses were $70.43. They actually had income of $285,000 from this. This shift from income to a large expense is a red flag we need to watch. And on the leadership front, we see some changes. Mr. Alon Ben Ishai resigned from his position on the board of their Israeli subsidiary in September of 2024. Just after that, in October, he also resigned from the board of their Canovation subsidiary. These departures might signal internal restructuring or strategic shifts. Looking at business development, back in August 2024, Citrine Global entered into a tentative agreement with X Group for a potential investment of $250,000. However, it seems the X Group didn't come through with the full amount on time and the agreement lapsed. This highlights the challenges they face in securing funding even after making initial agreements. They also entered into consulting agreements with Lior Asher and Deer Light Limited in September 2024. They are set to provide various services like strategic planning and business development. However, payments for these services are on hold until certain milestones are met, like listing on a US stock exchange or raising at least $2.5 million. This means these services are effectively being provided on credit for now. Now, for some potentially good news, in January 2025, their Israeli subsidiary, which has since been renamed Skytech Orion Limited, received official notification of a government grant worth about $3.4 million. This grant is for establishing an innovation center and is part of a national program supporting the defense sector. This is a significant development that could provide a major boost. There's also a significant change in ownership structure of one of their subsidiaries, Canovation. It seems Golden Holdings Finance didn't provide the required support and guarantees, leading to their stake being significantly diluted to just 1%. Meanwhile, Citrine Global's stake increased to 69.5%. This shows a consolidation of control within their key operations. Looking at the results of operations, the company reported no revenue for the periods ending September 30th, 2024 and 2023. This means so far their business model is not generating any sales. Their marketing, general and administrative expenses were $260,000 for the 3 months ending September 2024, down from $497,000 in the same period of 2024, down from $407,000 in the same period of 2024. Down from $497,000 in the same period of 2024, down from $497,000 in the same period of 2023. This decrease is mainly due to lower share-based compensation expenses. Overall, the company reported a net loss of $380,000 for the 3 months ending September 30th, 2024, compared to a smaller net loss of $121,000 in the same period of 2023. To the 9 months, the net loss increased from $1.65 million in 2023 to $1.88 million in 2020 to $1.888 million in 2023 to $1.88 million in 2023. To there suggests, despite some cost reductions, the overall financial performance is still negative and worsening. A really crucial point from their financial condition is their cash balance. As of September 30th, 2024, Citrine Global had a cash balance of literally $0 down from $7,000 at the end of 2023. This is a critical situation for any company, especially one that is not generating revenues, incurring significant losses. Despite the zero cash balance, the company states it believes it has sufficient funds for the next 12 months due to access to credit facilities. This is a very tightrope walk and relies heavily on their ability to secure and utilize these credit lines effectively without generating any revenue. So what's the story here? Citrine Global is in a challenging phase. They are operating at a loss, have zero cash on hand, and are heavily reliant on credit facilities to stay afloat. The management shake-ups and the lapse of funding agreements add to the uncertainty. However, the government grant they secured for their innovation centre is a significant positive development that could fundamental picture is dire, and their ability to turn things around hinges on successful execution of their strategic plans, particularly around their innovation centres and securing new funding. It's a high-risk, potentially high-reward situation, but the immediate focus needs to be on generating revenue and control expenses before their cash lifeline runs out. Alright, that's our breakdown of Citrine Global's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.